let's turn things over to Claudine Wong for our hometown spotlight of Jingletown. Claudine.
Yeah, Andre Gasset, the thing we've been talking about this morning is the sense of community in Fruitvale. We see it with the lowrider community, and we see it in the Jingletown neighborhood. Now, this is a neighborhood people might know because of the White Elephant sale. That happens once a year. It's pretty iconic, attracts big crowds. But that is just one part of this very close-knit arts community, and if you haven't been there, you're going to want to pay it a visit.
As you drive into Jingletown, art explodes from every corner, greeting visitors and beckoning them to come spend a little time in this remarkable community.
That's what I really like, is just visually getting here. And then once I'm here, there's just art before I get out of the car.
It's beautiful.
There are a couple of stories behind the name Jingletown. One dates back to the 1850s, when this spot was filled with dairy farmers who jingled bells to bring the cows in. The other story comes at the turn of the century. It is said Portuguese mill workers would come home on payday with money jingling in their pockets. Today, there are more stories to tell.
So Jingletown is a quiet little neighborhood of Spanish-speaking heritage families, artists who are slowly being, priced out. Because of the boundaries, we only have 2 or 3 streets that are thoroughfares, so you can walk about anywhere and feel fairly safe.
Elliot says Jingletown was actually cut in half by the 880 freeway, creating 2 areas with their own personas.
The people above the freeway kept the name Jingletown. The church, the small homes, they kept the neighborhood going. And then this area, the small homes were torn down and turned into warehousing. And then when the warehouses all closed down in the 60s and 70s, the artists pushed out of San Francisco came in here. And that's how sort of the neighborhood started.
Jan Watton moved here back in 1984.
I had graduated from school, I was a photographer, and this studio became available, and it's 1,400 square feet of beauty.
She eventually turned that space into the first legal artist live-work space built by artists for artists. Today, the Gray Loft Gallery both celebrates the established and embraces the emerging.
Here we are 11 years later. We've won Best Gallery in the Oakland Magazine Reader's Choice Awards. We're considered a hidden gem. It's a destination gallery.
Her latest exhibit just launched, and while she doesn't do it often, this time she saved just a little space to showcase her work too.
Whenever I travel, whenever I go anywhere, I always have my camera, so I'm always photographing.
To display their work.
Just blocks away, Chuck DeGuida's work in the Jingletown Art Studio moves from what he calls femme art in one room to another with photos he calls rust and ruin.
And then another series called Disappearing America, same thing. Old barns, old buildings, things that were falling apart, things that weren't going to be there the next time you drove by.
This once was the Mosaic Art Institute. It is now both a studio and an exhibition space. And it is part of what Grammy Award-winning musician Fantastic Negrito told the New York Times is one of his favorite ways to experience Oakland's history and culture of art galleries.
Somebody called me and said, you're in the New York Times? It's like, wow, that's amazing. So, it's kind of a destination. It's still creative space. It's still an artsy space.
Filled with people like quilter Patricia Guthrie, who you will find often at her sewing machine.
I do abstract quilts. So the technique that I use is traditional, but I do something very different on the top. Hand-dyed, hand-printed, abstract designs.
This is a new chapter for Guthrie, who spent years in a classroom before finding this passion.
I was on the faculty of Cal State East Bay. I chaired human development and women's studies for years. And after I retired, I didn't want to write the great American novel.
Down the hall, Carol Hilker puts the finishing touches on a painting that highlights many of the people she has met since moving here.
So I started it when I moved here in January. And yeah, so all the artists around here in it, people in the neighborhood, yeah, it's all real people.
In her Jingletown, the joy and the sense of community is undeniable.
And there's somebody holding their dog. And this is one of the artists here, Ryan, and that's his dog, and his brother came by.
A glimpse of a small but remarkable place.
I like to think of Jingletown as kind of a place where innovation starts.
A place you can drive through, but one that beckons you to stop and stay a while.
So the Gray Loft Gallery just opened its summer salon, launched it last week. On Sunday, they're going to have a Tessier wine tasting. And really, these places they're just so warm and welcoming. All you have to do is email them, make an appointment. They'll open up the gallery, show you around. And really, it's one of those places. They have a little pizza, they have little shops there that you should just come, spend a little time, and you will not be disappointed. Andrea Garcia?